myself, Caitlin Holstein, is bringing you up to date on the budget cuts that are continuing to affect schools in the Los Angeles area. Today we will be interviewing several people involved with this, as well as some who are suffering from the result of these budget cuts. To start off, I'm going to hand it off to Stacy, who is interviewing Governor Brown to help us understand why these actions have been made. Stacy, you there?
Yes, Caitlin, we're here, and we're here with Governor Brown. And so the school district realized that they could no longer work successfully within their budget they were receiving. So they went to you to try to get their budget raised in order to help keep all of the programs and teachers that they have on staff. So what are you going to do in order to fix this problem?
Well, this year I decided to raise the budget for the 2015-2016 school year by $3.1 billion.
What made you decide to increase the budget?
I wanted to make sure that the kids got all the opportunities available in art classes, music classes, and orchestra. I didn't want to limit their future by not having classes, and I wanted to make sure that they would be able to be successful in college.
And how is this problem brought to your attention?
Well, the superintendent of the school district wrote to me a letter explaining the budget issues and how their budget was so small that they were unable to maximize the students' potential. So I decided that I would raise the budget in order to give the students all the possibilities for their future.
So thank you for taking time out of your hectic schedule to answer these questions. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Stacy and Governor Brown, for filling us in on the government aspect of things and giving us a clearer picture as to why these choices have been made. These choices have had a very large effect on the schools, as well as many of the teachers have expressed frustrations over this matter. Noelle, can you give us a little more on how the teachers are feeling over this subject?
Of course, Caitlin. Now we're here with Mrs. Smith, who teaches art and music at a school in the Los Angeles Unified School District. How have these budget cuts affected you as a teacher?
The recent budget cuts have personally affected me as a teacher because I teach art as well as music, and also because of these cuts, many teachers are being laid off, making me and my coworkers very afraid that we'll be the next ones to be laid off.
Yeah. Oh, well, how have the budget cuts affected your art and music programs?
Well, for starters, I usually teach 3 art classes as well as 3 music classes a week, but now I only get to teach 1 class per week, which we're lucky because some schools get their entire programs cut, so at least I still have 1 class, but we definitely have been cut down.
Yeah. Wow, that's shocking. Do you believe that these cuts are necessary, or are they more detrimental to the students' education?
I think it's really detrimental to the students' education because it's terrible to see students who have passions and talents for things such as art and music just never get the opportunity to use the talents that they're given because we don't have enough money to support those programs.
We are so sorry to know that the classrooms are being so negatively affected by this. It is important to be aware of what the school's administration is doing to help this problem. Our reporter, Drew, is with the principal of a local school to help us understand the administration side of things. You there, Drew?
We're here, Caitlin. I'm here with Principal Bob Bobby to talk about the administrative side of things. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Great, thanks. What are the immediate impacts on the budget cuts?
Well, obviously with the budget cuts, we cannot afford to keep all of our teachers. The payroll would simply be too high and we'd have to lay off a lot of our teachers. We also cannot buy new textbooks because they are too expensive and our other school supplies are also not at our disposal.
Do you feel more challenged as a principal because of the budget cuts?
Absolutely. This makes my job 10 times harder. I am forced to make many difficult decisions and no matter what I choose, I'm always wrong. But sometimes I'm right. I can't hire more teachers and update supplies at the same time, and both need to be done as soon as possible. It frustrates me that the next generation will not be fully prepared due to the decisions to make budget cuts, which hampers my decision making and their education.
Thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure.
Now back to Caitlin.
Thank you, Drew, for that lovely insight. Now Drew is also going to meet up with a current parent whose son is attending one of the affected schools. We hear she has very strong opinions on what has happened, and we'd love to hear more on it. Take it away, Drew.
Thank you, Caitlin. I'm here with Shaniqua, the mother of Trayvon. Thanks for meeting with me today. How are you?
Thanks for having me. I'm just happy to have the opportunity to share about a topic that has concerned me for quite some time now.
I understand the budget cuts on the educational system have affected you and your family. Explain more if you will.
Yes, it is truly upsetting. In fact, it angers me to think about the lack of priority that the children's education has here in the LAUSD, not only for my own children, but also for their classmates and friends.
It is tragic. How specifically have these budget cuts affected your children?
Well, for one thing, I feel as if my child is not being given the best education possible. And in our day and age, with the amount of progress we have made in this education department, it doesn't make sense to me why my children wouldn't be given the same opportunity that they should be receiving.
I completely agree with you. If we have the resources to update education for the better, why not do it? Any other ways the budget cuts have impacted your children's education?
Yes, actually. The school that we attend just recently had to cut their summer school program due to the budget cuts. My son struggles a little bit in certain subjects, and the extra practice he got during the summer was quite beneficial to him. I would love to give him a tutor, but unfortunately we just can't afford it at this time.
I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope that things get better for you and your son.